trademarked and it has to be ran by and paid for.
Well, welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back. This is another one of them joints where we go through and kind of just look at conspiracies and see what we think is real or not.
This episode we're gonna do a little different. Test the
yeah.
waters with it. See
If
how
if y'all watched that last episode, you realized or you saw that Brandon taught me what cryptids were.
And speaking of, we've done a little bit of research on that, and just got trying to come up with some ones we thought were pretty cool when we had the time to snag it.
He made me deep dive. I really wanted to watch it because as soon as he started telling me about it, I started looking into it, and there's like fucking 400 of them. So I was like, you know what we should do? We should just do like a little rundown of these fuckers, and if we really like them, then we just do like a full episode.
Yeah, we can do a full episode on one creature.
Yeah,
because right now we're just doing
kind of
quick
intros in, see what there is, and it'll be cool. I'll let you go. You can go ahead and start it since it was your whole idea. Who was more educated of the two?
I do think I said on the episode I was a big fan of the Jersey Devil.
You did.
It's said to be a mythical creature that has haunted the Pine Barrens of New Jersey for centuries. The initial background of it. This is
when you thought Jersey couldn't get worse.
This is what got me was the initial background. Initial backstory was like, that's some crazy. People believe that shit. That's nuts. Jersey Devil was supposed to go back to the 1700s, and supposedly a woman named Mother Leeds, already a mother of 12,
gave birth to the devil.
Yeah, cursed her 13th child. Yeah, pretty much. Cursed her 13th child and declared it, that she said it was straight up going to be the devil. So when the child was born, it supposedly transformed into a horrifying creature and took off into the Pine Barrens, where it's been seen throughout the years since the 1700s. That's crazy.
Maybe she really get the devil. 13 is an unlucky number. It is the number of the families,
We just stop having kids, man. That baby didn't do shit. You cursed it before it had a chance to come out.
Yeah,
so, you're the devil.
13? I probably would have done the same thing, though. If I ever have 13 children, my 13 is going to be the devil.
I'm never having that many.
I don't want to either.
I mean, there's been a couple of sightings of this thing. Obviously, it's been being seen since the 1700s. One of the most famous sightings came in 1909 in January. Over a week, a couple dozen people across New Jersey and neighboring states reported sights of a beast with a horse-like head, bat wings, horns, and a tail.
Absolutely terrifying.
It's just flying.
Do you think that, okay, so with dozens of people reporting it, they didn't collaborate on it. I assume.
I mean, I don't think New Jersey and Connecticut or Rhode Island are communicating.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, but do you think maybe they heard legend of something and then just kind of wanted to jump onto the train on that,
like alien abductions and shit like that?
Yeah,
I mean,
probably. I was taken too. I saw it.
So let's say dozens, right? Let's say at least 36, right? Because it says dozens.
It's even with accusations, they just keep coming once you see one.
Let's say 25 are true and 9 are lies. But 25 of them were like, yeah, I really seen that.
That's wild. Even if one of them, if one of them truly saw it and the other 40 were.
I mean, and it's not stopped. People have seen it up until, I don't know what the most recent report of seeing the Jersey Devil is, and I don't know how credible the most recent sighting of the Jersey Devil would be. But it's described as a creature that stands on 2 hooved feet, possesses a kangaroo-like body, a dog or horse-like head, leathery, dry wings like a bat, horns, and a forked tail.
I don't want this thing to be real.
It's said to move quickly and emit a high-pitched, blood-curdling scream. That's what gets me, is the fucking scream along. Imagine.
Facts. You just imagine hearing a fucking scream in the distance, and then all of a sudden, this fucking biogenetically engineered fucking animal thing comes at you that flies and runs and does everything. Looks like a horse.
People obviously try to debunk it and come, hey, it's this, and that, and you could chalk it up to the 1700s not knowing what animals are. I mean, they say it could be a sandhill crane or a hammerhead bat. Some people say it's a surviving dinosaur. It's a pterosaur that has not died. Just flies around New Jersey and the neighboring states.
And you can't get away from it. And all you get to, they don't know People don't know if you're screaming or if it's screaming. There's your screams.
It's got to be important enough for a creature culturally. The New Jersey Devils. I never even thought of like the actual correlation. you were just thinking the clever devils. What if it? Yeah, New Jersey Devils. I'm surprised you just draw it. Boop, boop.
Whoa!
You heard it here, folks. No, I mean,
bro, that right there just
the Jersey Devils.
They're really just that's crazy.
Which is why I can't believe you have not stumbled across.
No, I never knew why they were called the Devils. Like honestly, I thought it was just they were badasses and. Holy shit, dude, that's terrifying. But then it makes sense because then there's the horn and the tail on the fucking D and all that. Like,
exactly.
That's something. If I was New Jersey, they're smart for banking on that story.
Why not? You know.
I was looking into it, and the first one that I was doing was Iemisch or Iemisch. I just thought it was really cool because it's the water tiger. Like, it's either a water tiger or I saw another representation as a panther and an otter. Like, that shit is terrifying. Could you imagine that? Just like a fucking big ass cat with claws and shit that can swim that fast.
Would you rather fight a shark on land or a tiger?
And that tiger in water is real. That tiger, it's element. That's where it's supposed to be. It supposedly started in Patagonia. So it's known for its unique morphology. It boasts a short head, large fangs, and rudimentary external ears. Its body is cloaked in a short, rigid, brownish fur, and its feet are flat with short, webbed toes. Equipped with formidable claws, its long, depressed, and prehensile tail is said to be the primary weapon for crushing enemies before dragging them into its lair.
Okay.
Its size is reported to be larger than a puma, with shorter legs and a thicker body. Said that his body is impervious to missiles and burning branches.
That is a crazy jump from missiles to burning branches.
You can't catch on fire and you can't blow it up.
How did we go from poking it with fire to ballistic weapons?
Perfectly fine. But missiles,
that's it.
Nothing.
Everything in between still dangerous.
It's often associated with violence and fear because it crushes shit with its fucking tail and then eats it.
Because it eats ballistic missiles, because it eats missiles.
It's also known to be aquatic, which adds, I mean, it lives in the water.
That's frightening.
So like it'll come out and then it still has the speed of that cat. No Patagonian explorers had ever mentioned it before Ameghino. So apparently Ameghino was an explorer and he went through and actually documented it and wrote about it.
Ameghino.
Yeah, so he found himself defending his findings against criticism, asserting the validity of his descriptions and the existence of the Iemisch. He cited testimonies from reliable sources, including quote-unquote white people and soldiers who claimed to have encountered the creature. There was also a more recent report where a French naturalist, André Tournier, in a 1900 Patagonian expedition, reportedly saw a creature with a round head, the size of a large puma, dark fur, and eyes encircled in yellow hair, which was found in the water. So
are we assuming creatures like this just live extended periods of time?
I don't know. See, that's the thing. Or are they just like so rarely unseen that they just have like generations of lineage passed down?
That's my.
Like we've even talked about that with Bigfoot. Like, is it just one Bigfoot that's living, or is it like a family? Like, because Bigfoot's been spotted for so like hundreds of years.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, and like there's different ones too, because like there's even. Yeah, there's Yetis, there's the Florida skunk ape, there's a whole bunch of different ones. There's one up in the eastern like part, like in Boston or something like that. So like it's just a fucking Bigfoot. But I think it's just wild. Yeah, that I could believe in Boston. But like in the Washington one, the one that's, I mean, the same one that's been roaming the same 3 states. But is it the same one or is it just like
family?
Yeah. It's like. But then again, you would think that when you see them traveling, they'd be traveling with family if they had family.
No, what if they're smart?
Is the only one that goes out.
Goes out because he's.
The other ones just live underground or some shit in like a cave or some crazy shit.
That's what I would.
Crazy to think of. But yeah, that's the Iemisch. I thought it was cool because it's an otter leopard or a water tiger, which is terrifying, dude.
That walks around bipedally. And the idea of a 4-foot frog that walks around. And then every picture that I've looked at is like shows them froggish. Doesn't have like human hands or human feet. It is like
Just
a frog
a frog head.
standing up here, you know?
Just walking around
crazy. So the story of the Loveland, God, it's hard to say just because it's so fucking funny. The Loveland Frogman originates from the 50s. According to lore, local residents encountered 3 bizarre, oh my god, it's multiple. 3 bizarre frog-like creatures under a bridge on a late night. This sounds like some Alice in Wonderland bad trip type shit. On a late night. What are you doing that puts you on a late night underneath a bridge?
These motherfuckers are just tripping acid and watching the Budweiser commercial.
Standing nearly 4 feet tall, these beings were described as humanoid amphibians. I still can't get past the idea of just like, hey, let's go take a nightly stroll in Loveland.
And you just see a frog walking in the park.
3 frog-like creatros underneath the bridge. Just tall as a bitch, too. You walk up thinking it's just kids, and it's just rabbit. Bro, I would lose my shit. So first reported sightings of the Frogmen occurred in 1955. Businessman driving home late at night reportedly saw 3 unusual creatures congregating by the side of the road. He described them as bipedal amphibians with leathery skin, hands that were webbed, and feet that were webbed, and distinct frog heads. I mean, and it continues, right? You've had police sightings in 1972.
It's the fact that policemen, too.
And they have names, so, like, they've gone on record to name themselves. So, Officer Ray Shockey claims that he saw a large frog-like creature scamper across the road in front of his patrol. What the fuck, bro? Can you imagine just driving home?
I wish you had dash cams back then.
And it's just...
Fuck no.
It's
You're playing Frogman in real life?
It is a Danny DeVito-sized frog.
Just jumping across the fucking street. I'm shitting bricks.
Yeah, I'm losing
I'm turning around.
2 weeks later, Mark Matthews, another police officer, claims he saw a very similar experience. Only adds to the validity of Mr. Ray Shockey's statement first, right?
Within a couple of weeks, that's wild.
Theories about the Loveland Frogmen range from, of course, it's going to be a lot of like misidentified. Right?
Yeah.
But, like there is nothing aside
walking on 2 legs that looks like a frog that big.
Paranormal phenomena.
It could
be a large reptilian. It'd just be a large frog.
It could just be a reptilian
giant frog
transformation.
I want to say there was a more recent claim in like 2009 of a young, like a 23-year-old seeing it. Like that's
really?
Just And I know like frogs and turtles are like things out there, right? Like they are everywhere.
4 foot people, come on, unless you're dumping
4 feet.
That's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Frogs.
What ooze did they get into?
Facts. That's something.
Swam in Lake Erie and they just turn into fucking giant frogs.
Got your ass. I think that would actually be cool to kind of research more into. Like, look at the videos of because you know that they had to have videos of the cops testifying on that.
We went wading in waters, and it's like there's a bunch of rivers in Ohio, and you find some gnarly shit, bro. So I can see it. I can see it. I mean, I've seen some crazy shit out there. I ain't gonna say I've seen like a fucking frog that big,
bro.
But I've seen massive bullfrogs though. I ain't gonna say 4 feet tall, but I've seen some massive bullfrogs in Ohio.
Staying over on that side of the country, I got the Dover Demon. The Dover Demon to me seems more like an alien. Kind of just saw. It was in Dover, Massachusetts in the 1970s when multiple people came forward with the sightings. They said that there was similarities to the gray variety of alien, but with a rosy tan skin, like big ass head, on a small stick-like body, and they were glowing eyes that usually were orange or sometimes green. Never was associated with any UFO sighting. It walks on 2 feet, although it has been seen crawling.
It is a isolated incident.
Yes.
Right? The Dover Demon was seen one time, right?
So he is unclothed, and the skin appears to be hairless and rough, similar to wet sandpaper. Long, spindly arm and legs, large hands and feet, and an oversized watermelon-shaped head. So back to rather. The first encounter was April 21st at 10:32 p.m. when 3 teenagers Bill Bartlett, Mike Mazoka, and Andy Brody. Bartlett, who was driving, described the creature as being no more than 3.5 to 4 feet tall and having a small body similar to a baby's, but with long arms and legs.
Scary creatures.
Like, imagine having a baby arms, like baby body too, but like long ass arms and legs.
I'd be terrified.
Make you 4 feet tall. The second sighting occurred around midnight when a 15-year-old John Baxter saw a similar creature on his way home from his girlfriend's house. Like Bartlett, Baxter described the creature as a short monkey-like with a dark figure-8 shaped eyes, head, and lighter spots.
The opening episode of Stranger Things when he's running away from like the Demogorgon.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. And some skeptics suggest that it's a lost baby moose or a calf seen under unusual conditions. Like they're trying to like blame it on wildlife, but it doesn't align with the habitats of these animals.
And it's standing on 2 feet.
And yeah, like it just. There are more speculations, including that it's a monkey or a dog or an alien, that somebody was mutated or simply a hoax to bring attention to the city. One of them is that it is an escaped pet gibbon. And I don't know what gibbons are, but yeah, they have orange babies, so I think that it's escaped one of those. So yeah, it's only been seen 2 times.
Still crazy though that 2 groups of people or two groups, so like one group of kid and one individual.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because you've got to realize you say some shit like that, especially back then. Motherfuckers are looking at you crazy,
fucking wild. Like, there's no reason you're just coming out and saying
in the
this
70s,
shit.
saying that you or a 15-year-old kid saying you saw an alien. You're not doing that for fun.
You're fucking wild, dude. You need to go to military school.
Yeah,
or something.
you ain't doing that for fun.
No, like, there's no clout chasing back in that.
Gives
day.
me a little bit of more credibility or credence.
Yeah,
oh,
that's so too. Maybe
more
it just
of a believable argument.
It was gone after that, and that's what's wild is for real. It was only an hour and a half.
The next one I have is a creature that I don't think either. Until I sent you, you were not like, what is the fuck?
Yeah.
The Ahool? Yeah, I know what the Ahool is. I picked the Ahool simply because I was scrolling through and I saw an image of it and I was like, that looks like a cool. Yeah, named after its distinctive cry. This elusive creature has been a subject of fascination for cryptozoologists and adventure seekers alike. So motherfuckers actively seek out the Ahool.
Mm-hmm.
First reported sightings of the Ahool date back to 1920, when it was described as a gigantic bat-like creature with a wingspan reaching up to 10 feet. Eyewitnesses, however, reported that it resembles a primate more than a bat, fueling debates what it really was. You imagine a gorilla with a wing?
No.
I just straight up like a...
This is the picture you showed
Caesar.
me. Holy shit, the insert picture here is going to be terrifying. I watched this when we were smoking and it scared me.
The good descriptions say that the Ahool is a flat, simian face, much like a monkey or a large flying fox bat. Large dark eyes, and its body is covered in thick dark gray fur. Its most striking feature, however, is its enormous wings, similar to those of a bat.
Like, imagine the flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz on steroids and crack.
God, I am well, I wouldn't say I'm afraid of bats. We've had that. We had that that good great acid experience with the bat. So is that what we named it? Was Echo?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I forgot.
We've had some animal experiences, which is crazy.
Every good acid trip have an animal.
The other one is going to tie in. The next one that I have for you is going to tie into another one.
I have a fantastic. God, is that symbolic?
I think so.
It might let us hear it.
I think so.
Before I finish my story and Steven gets to his next guy, I caught a moth easily the size of my hand mid-acid trip. I mean, like I'm fully acid trip. So me seeing this moth I didn't think was real, so I had to somehow kill it to save its pristineness, and then I needed to show Steven. I needed to confirm, like, hey, is this thing real? So I bring it on a paper plate, and this motherfucker goes, get that thing out of here now. And that was the moment you said, get it out of here. Oh, it's real. Back to this good old Ahool, though. Primarily sighted in remote rainforests of Java, which I don't know where Java is.
I think in India.
Okay. The Ahool is said to be a nocturnal creature named for its distinctive call along Ahool. Damn, I'm pretty good at that. Keep that in there. Ahoo! That can be heard echoing through the jungle at night. It's believed to be a shy creature avoiding human contact whenever possible. But wouldn't all of these big-ass creatures be shy when it came to touching humans? So it's It's these things always come with random ass theories, but these ones are varied. Some propose that it could be an undiscovered species of bat or misidentified large bird. Others suggest it might be an unknown species of primate, possibly a flying primate, a concept that challenges the conventional scientific thought.
Terrifying.
Oh, the idea of a flying bat. I don't give a fuck how size it is.
A flying gorilla.
Because it didn't say the size though, right? It didn't give us like a meter, like, oh, it's this big. It just kind of described, up to 10 feet with a wingspan up to 10 feet.
Jesus.
Gigantic bat. And that one was a little bit more obscure, obviously. The Jersey Devil, Loveland Frogmen probably heard more a little bit. Definitely the Jersey Devil. But
we gotta bring light to these ones.
Yeah, I want to throw one.
Absolutely terrifying. I actually stumbled upon a reel, and it was about the Mothman, which, by the way, I'm doing the Mothman.
I have.
It was like a minute and a half, and it kind of just described the events on which it was seen at. And it's just crazy. Like, it's pretty much the beacon of death. Like,
I've had some scary. They made a movie back in I don't remember. It's probably 2000s. The Mothman Prophecies. I think it's got Tom Hanks in it. I want to say. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I remember watching it with my cousins, and then us going out to a cornfield. Instant nightmare feel. Instant nightmare.
Absolutely terrifying.
Instant.
So the first sighting, November 12th, 1966. 5 men were preparing a grave in Clendenin, West Virginia. The first reported seeing of the humanoid creature taking off from the trees. So on that night, 2 young couples were also driving through the same area and encountered a creature. The creature had glowing red eyes, standing about 7 feet tall. The creature pursued them to the city limits at high speed. The incident was so terrifying that it led to a press conference, making headlines and encouraging others to share their encounters. So it actually made actual news and was actually covered on like why these people. It's been seen, and that's what's crazy too. Like, it's been caught on film, but like it hasn't been fully caught on film. Like, there's just a black streak flying or like something like that. It continued to occur throughout the next 13 months. So the next, there was over 100 sightings over the next 13 months.
God,
many of them around that same TNT area. So it was at the Silver Bridge on December 15th, 1967, the day before the bridge collapsed, and it was filled with a whole bunch of death. A lot of people died on that bridge. It was also
like a symbol.
Yeah, it's been seen like 2 or 3 times. Like, it's like the tsunami in Japan, that biggest tsunami they ever had. There's video images of a black thing flying around, which was speculated to be the Mothman. So there's many theories about it. Some believe it's just warning people about impending disasters, like it's a symbol of hope almost.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
like, it doesn't mean harm. It means actually like trying to help people. Others think it could be an angel. Some think it's a demon, and some think it's a result of a blood curse. So there's been a whole bunch.
Crazy idea.
Some people try to say it is large owls.
I could see that,
but I could see it being like either a demon or an angel.
And I said, owl skeleton, long ass legs, genuinely don't.
Facts, and it lives on like so. It's never been definitively proven. It's never been like 100% caught on camera, but there have been instances where, and there's a lot of popular culture. Like, it was just in Fallout. It makes me kind of want to go back and look at like.
We'll have to watch that movie together.
Disasters too.
Oh, and just
kind of see, pinpoint. Like, if you're actually looking for something, you can probably find it.
I think Thunderbirds fall into that same category, right? Where it's like impending, like they see it, and the day before or like a week before, and then something happens.
From what I was seeing on them, and they bring thunder. That might be one of the.
I wanted to do Thunderbirds so bad.
Yeah, that might be on the next episode.
When I was younger, I was obsessed with the idea of coast to coast. Shout out George Norrie. I stumbled across Thunderbirds when I was like in 5th, 6th grade, and I was obsessed with it.
I wish that I would have gotten into it younger, but nowadays, like, this is the type of shit that floats my boat, you know.
And you get to look at images completely unjaded, right? Like no prior knowledge of what.
Yeah, like you get to see it for the first time. Like, whoa, this is.
Yeah, that's still.
There's a lot of people that think this is real.
Considerable portion.
Like, that's the crazy thing, is that they have to be believed by a fair amount of people for them to actually become cryptids and like legends like
spoke about this. Even that's the idea of us shedding light on this, like, fuels if it's a real thing. You know what I mean?
Like, it just feeds off of it. There's more energy to it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It goes into that quote because there's energy being built about that. Like, the more energy that something has, that's put to something, the more it is manifested.
So I mean, Who's to say that not all of these creatures are real? Because they might not have always started off real, but the more we talk about them,
shit, if this shit takes traction, blows up, gets 1 million views, there's a more chance that these 3 or 6 people or 6 things that we talked about, there's more chance that they're actually there.
Someone spot the Jersey Devil tomorrow. Hi, baby. Yeah, you should keep that in. Just me casually talking to my girl.
I'm going to.
Hi, babe.
100% just cut in, like, waving all kinds of shit. There was a point where Mason was just sitting at the end of the hallway looking in, and you were talking, and I was just sticking my tongue out at her.
A challenge here, guys. Sorry.
It was a challenge. We
easily,
we're entertained.
Exactly, man.
Kids are great.
So let us know.
I think that's a wrap.
Let us know if you're feeling this new form.
Introduce y'all into some topics, and if y'all like the topics, let us know. We'll kind of deep dive more into it, do more research, and
I do like
see. I think it'd be cool.
Spend like a whole 30 minutes on an episode. Maybe we should do that next time. See what format they like the most. You know?
Yeah, facts. Go ahead and tune in. Make sure you comment. Make sure you like. Make sure you ring the bell. Make sure you get all the notifications. Tell your mom. Make an account for your child and line them up for us. It'd be fun. Peace.